Hey guys, this is Rose Buckley, and I am the Social Media Marketing Manager for US Inspect. Ray has invited me to your meeting today, but unfortunately I'm out of town, so I wasn't able to make it. So, second best thing is video. I wanted to give you a presentation on LinkedIn so that you can get started doing your marketing online. And if you have any questions at the end of this presentation, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. Hopefully I can make next month's meeting so that I can get you all started and everything. But if you have any questions in the meantime, you can reach out to me via email or phone, and I'll make sure that Ray gets that information to you as soon as possible. So let's just get started. LinkedIn is a social media networking site, and it's very similar to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all of the other platforms. The only thing that makes it stand out, and the reason that I'm doing a presentation on it today for you, is that it's more business focused. And a lot of people find that this is much more bang for your buck as far as spending time on a marketing website for your business. So without any further delay, let's go ahead. I'm going to put my face up in the corner so that we can go ahead and get started. So this is LinkedIn. Whether you already have a site or a profile on LinkedIn, or you want to go ahead and start and get involved, I hope I cover all of the information you need for this. So LinkedIn, as you can see, this is the main site. I have my profile all set up, and it's very similar. If you have a Facebook profile, you can see that this is very similar to the wall that you have on your Facebook page with posts and content that people put on there. So it's very similarly set up. So let's just start with the profile. So when you go ahead and start and you have a profile, if you already started, you can go in and add to your profile by hitting this little pencil button, and that will help you. You can change anything you'd like on your profile. Whether or not you've already started it or you're starting it, I would recommend that you fill in every single section of your profile. So the way that the algorithm works for LinkedIn is that if you have your profile and you have sections that are not completed or you didn't fill in, then they're going to make it so that you're suppressed. So you're not going to be as searchable. So one thing that I would definitely recommend is make sure that you fill in every single section of your profile. And if you're just starting, just create a profile from scratch, then it will walk you through each and every single step. If you already have a profile, just go through and make sure that you filled in everything already. So it'll even have a little pop-up message and say, great, your profile is completely filled in. You are now 30% more searchable, which is fantastic. If you don't do that, again, somebody searching in that search bar at the top up there for home inspector in Maryland or Virginia, wherever you are, then you're going to be put at the bottom of the page, maybe on page 2 or 3. So if you do that one little thing and fill in your entire profile, then it will make you towards the top. If you have some part of the profile you don't want to fill in, you'd rather not enter any information there, or you don't have information to put in there, then just make sure that you hit the button that says skip. If you hit that skip button, then it tricks the algorithm into thinking that you've already filled that part in. It kind of checks that box. So then at the very end it says, okay, then you've completely filled out your profile even though you didn't put any information in that particular section. So as you can see here, this is my profile, and I have, a profile picture here that's very friendly and it's professional. I also have what we call a banner up here. Now, as far as putting things up here, you want to have something that shows what you do. So I put a picture of a house. If you don't have photos of your own that you'd like to put in there, then you can go up to this website called Pexels, Pexels.com, and it's stock free photos. So as you can see, I searched real estate, and all of these photos came up, and you can just click on them and download them and use them as you wish. And it's completely free, and they're very high quality, good photos. So you can put an indoor of a house or whatever you'd like on there. So highly recommended. Anytime you're creating content, you can definitely use these photos here. That's a little tip and trick. So this photo actually did come from Pexels.com. Now, as we come down here, you see that I have my name at the top, and then this little section here is very important. I think that's one of the most important things you can have on your profile. It's called the headline. And so, as you can see here, when I go to my profile, it will, when you're filling everything in there, it's called the headline. And so, I'm going to get out of this so that you can see discard. So, this is your headline. And that's going to be right under your name and your photo so that people instantly know who you are and what you do. So if we look over here, these are other people on LinkedIn, and Eric Carpenter is on my team here in Maryland, and so he's a good example. He's one of my first connections, so we are directly connected, and it says Senior Home Inspector, US Inspect LLC. So anyone else who sees him as a recommendation, or if he, asks them to connect, they know exactly who he is and what he does. Now, Philip Baxter is a second connection. That means that he is connected to somebody else that I'm connected with. So I could connect with him if I wanted to because it's recommended here, but I'm not actually currently connected with him. So I'm not seeing the content that he posts, and he's not seeing the content that I'm posting. Now, Philip Baxter, his headline says, Senior Vice President. That doesn't tell me very much information. I don't know if he's a loan officer or if he owns his own pet grooming business, senior vice president of a pet grooming business. I don't know very much about him. So when you're doing your headline, make sure that it's very informative, short and to the point. Much easier to do. Now down here you can see Ruth Boyer O'Day, Vice President, Broker and Associate Senior Director, and that's a lot of words. It's very informative, so it's much better than what Philip Baxter put on there, but it's not necessarily, you want to keep it a little bit more short and to the point. So when people see my face on the side as a recommendation for them, or if I send them an invitation to to connect with me, they'll see Rose Buckley, Home Inspector and Home Energy Score Assessor, and generally it does a little dot after that, which is fine. But if they do see the whole thing, Home Inspector and Home Energy Score Assessor who helps people realize safe and responsible home ownership. Bang. Short, simple, and to the point. I could even just leave it as Home Inspector and Home Energy Score Assessor. I could do as Eric did and say US Inspect LLC. There are many different things you can do, but that is one of the most important things that you can do to make yourself searchable and to let people know what you do and all of your specialties. So as you can see, you can add different profile sections, but let's go through my profile. You can see that I have a little summary of what I do. Home Inspector serving Maryland and DC, specializes in home energy score assessments, as well as radon, termite, deck, and pool inspections. Again, simple, short, to the point. People who are on this site are kind of just looking to market themselves, and just like you are, and they don't really want to sit here and read an entire paragraph about you. They want short, simple, to the point. What do you do, and what makes you stand out? These are the things that make me stand out. You can also add links in this area here, and so as you can see, I've added the link to my Facebook page, so that if anybody clicks on that, it will take them to my Facebook page where I have a lot more information as well. You can add more than one link if you'd like. You can add the US Inspect market area for your area there as well. You can link almost anything you'd like there. As we come down here, there is an activity section, and so I have 1,400 people who I'm connected with, which is fantastic, and all of these are different posts that I've created or things that I've done. I said congrats to my friend Pat on his wall, and so it shows up here, all the different activities, things that I do, but most of them are posts, and I will go through a post so that you can see how to create a post. This is the rest of my profile though. Down here, my experience, I can click on here and add or edit my experience, and then education, licenses, certifications, volunteer experience, and skills and endorsements. I would definitely fill out all of these sections, especially the skills and endorsements, and we're going to get to that in just a second once we talk more about how to connect with people. But this is definitely helpful down here. So this tells people all of the different things that you can do. So if somebody searches for somebody who can do higher education, I have a degree in higher education, so I will show up in their search results. So definitely putting your skills and endorsements, and this is kind of where you brag about yourself and say, hey, these are all of the wonderful things that I can do. And we'll go into skills and endorsements in a little bit as well. All of the different you can put accomplishments in here. If you were, Inspector of the Year or whatnot, you can add that down here. And then you can also add interests so that you can connect with other people who are also interested in different subjects. So that's pretty much the profile. It's pretty short to the point, just like business. You want to keep it short and to the point. So once I get my profile all set up, I now want to connect with people. And so that's where, as you can see here, I've been working very hard to grow my network. And so I have a lot of people that I have on my page. I have 1,400 connections, and you can also join groups. You can, join with companies. You can follow companies, and you can have hashtags that you follow. And we'll get to all of those. So these are recommendations for me based on the searches and the people that I've already connected with. So because I've connected with a lot of real estate agents, you can see that they say, let's see, real estate down here, Shore Life, going to ask her to connect. And so when I click that button, that sends her a message and says, hey, somebody wants to connect with you. Would you like to connect with them? And if they accept, then that's when we have a connection up here, a full connection. Now, as you go through and use, let's just see, Angel down here, she's a realtor at Century 21. I want to connect with her. And so I'll click on her, and you can actually click on people's profiles and see where exactly they work. That's important because with the free version of LinkedIn, you only get to invite 3,000 people to connect with you. Now, you can have more than 3,000 people you're connected with, but that would be based on other people inviting you to connect with them. But you only get 3,000 free invitations. So if you invite 3,000 people and meet your max and you can't invite anybody else to connect with you, then only 200 of them accept your connection, then your network is only 200 and you have to work it other ways. So be very, don't just go ahead and invite everybody. I'm sure Amanda's wonderful, but I don't need to, connect with her because she's a stylist and I don't think she would help me in my business. So be very, make sure that you're only connecting with people you think can really be valuable to your business. So keep that in mind. So pretty straightforward. You can come up here and search. Let's just say realtor in Virginia. Okay. So all of these different people will come up in Virginia who meet that requirement. So as we come down here, let's see, real estate Virginia, why not? And then let's just say Chris Dudley, I'm already connected with him because it says first. First is you're already connected. Second is someone I'm connected with is connected with them, so I might want to connect with them. Third is just one step further, friend of a friend of a friend. So all of these people down here, if I'm already connected with them, and usually on the first page it's going to be all the people I'm connected with. I did work the area quite a bit, so let's go see maybe a couple pages past. I'm still connected. My network worked really, really well. So I can always message these people if interested, and yeah, a lot of people in this area I've already connected with, so maybe I can try somewhere else. Like I don't believe I've connected with anybody in Nevada. I may have though. So let's just see. Yes, I have. So I can come down here and you can see this connect button. So Taryn Braseda, I don't know if I said that correctly, but real estate in California, Nevada. If I did want to connect with that person, I can click this button here. And then I actually already work with Nevada corporate headquarters. They'll also say different companies that you can work with in real estate in Nevada. And this is the company that is my foreign file for my LLC, so I will follow them. Now, if you follow a company or a person, then any content that they share will show up on your main page. So that's definitely helpful. So that's pretty much how you grow your followers. In notifications and in my network, it'll show you if somebody has requested you to be their connection. It'll be up here and you can accept or decline up here. And as you can see, I've already accepted all of my invitations to connect. So yeah, that's how you grow your following and your network. Now you can do groups, you can do companies, you can do hashtags. I'll do a separate video on exactly what all of those do, but the groups, just very, very simple companies, you can follow different companies, and hashtags are just conversations that you can be a part of. So let's go over here to home. Now that you have created your profile and then you've gone and connected with a bunch of people, now it's time to really do a little bit of marketing. And so that's where the content comes in. I always recommend posting videos, number one. Videos, and mix in there some photos and some articles. You always want to be a resource that people say, that person knows what they're talking about, so show off your knowledge. Do videos and say, hey, look at what I found. I'm so glad that this person decided to call me today because I know about this. So show off your knowledge. Also, you want to, I prefer to do video because there's a statistic that is just shocking to me. The 300 hours of video is uploaded into YouTube every 1 minute. So when you upload a video onto the internet, it kind of is like a time machine, because in the old days, if you wanted to have a 2-minute conversation with a bunch of people, like pick up the phone and market and call different realtors and get their attention and talk to them about your services, I would have to pick up the phone, connect with somebody, talk to them for 2 minutes, hang up the phone, call somebody else, 2 more minutes. And you can only do that so many times in the day. But if you upload a 2-minute video to the internet, then all of those realtors that you're connected with can see what you wanted to share and what you wanted to say, and it can just multiply your time. So let's go over and I'll show you an example of that. Down here, let's just say for one of my more popular videos, this one, as you can see on your notification page, all the different things you post, you see if people liked it and so forth. So I'm going to go into this post here. I did a short video, 58 seconds, about a portion of the roof that was missed during a new construction. And I said, I'm so glad that I was here today because this house was ready to be moved into, but they didn't finish the roof. And so it took me 58 seconds to create this video, probably 58 seconds to upload it and everything, and write the little tag. And it has been seen by 1,600 people. And so I've taken that 1 minute of my time and I have marketed it to 1,600 people. And so I took 1 minute of my time and I turned it into 1,600 minutes, just like that. Very simple and very easy. A lot of people liked it, about 30 people liked it, a whole bunch of people commented on it, some people shared it to their page, so that grew my visibility even more. So all of their friends now got to see my information. So make your content, that's why I like video, but make your content kind of like bragging about what your knowledge, and make yourself a resource so that people want to reach out to you. So speaking of that, once you start doing that, people will automatically start reaching out to you because you will have shown yourself to be the subject matter expert. So let me go over here into my messages and I'll show you an example of that. I received, after posting maybe 5 or 6 videos, I received this message from Kevin Shirley where he said that we're new connections and I saw all of your videos and I wanted to send you a quick note about how impressed I am with your use of video. And he said, I manage a real estate office in DC and I wanted you to come in and do a sales meeting with us. So now, just because I posted some content that others found useful and I became a resource for them, someone reached out to me and said, I want you to come into my office and do a marketing presentation to my whole office. I did some research and he has quite a few agents under him. So even if all of this effort got me one meeting that I didn't have to pick up the phone and call him, I didn't reach out to him and beg him for a presentation like I usually do. He reached out to me and begged me to come into his office. And so now I have a meeting set up for February 5th for I think that there's probably 15 to 20 agents in that office. And even if I get a couple of those people to use me, I think all of that effort was worth it, and it can just go exponential from there. This is just one example. So highly recommended to do video for sure. But I know that many people are uncomfortable with video. I can definitely talk to you about how you can be more comfortable and the things that you can use, tips and tricks. If you'd like that, just please feel free to reach out to me anytime. And so now let me show you what it is, how you post onto a little content onto this site. So I went to my home page and this is the main page here, and so I want to start a post. Very simple, very easy. So I actually want to upload a photo on my desktop. There it is. I had a beam issue, and so this is a photo that I took at my inspection yesterday. And so as you can see, this is the main structural beam for the house, and this is the support column, and half of the house is not being supported very well because it's not on center with that support column, and you can see that it's starting to fall over onto the right here. It's just pretty sad. So I actually got some information that I did before this presentation, and so I'm posting, when the main beam for the house isn't properly supported, you can run into some issues. Yes, half the home was supported by the metal flange. That is starting to bend downward. So simple, you can just add that and then click next and then it'll post. Or down here it has different recommendations based on your wording on what hashtags you can use. Now if you haven't used hashtags yet, they're very simple. So hashtag is the pound sign, and the hashtag is a conversation. So anytime anyone posts the hashtag house, as you can see it's in bold, that means it's clickable. And so I'm putting house there. I'm also putting beam. Let's just say I want to do hashtag home inspector, and then hashtag home inspection. Okay, can also do hashtag real estate. Now notice, here we go, that, sorry about that. So notice that with the hashtags, I put the hashtag, no space, and then the word or phrase, but no spaces within that. So that makes it, but you do put spaces between different hashtags that you want to use. So this creates a little hyperlink so that anybody who is talking about home inspector or home inspection will see my post come up on there. And I'll show you that in just a second. So now that I have everything on here, I click next, and I want anybody to be able to see it. And so I click next, and it's going to post it onto my wall. And so that's going to show anybody that I'm connected with will see that post. So now I've posted up here. Now let me show you exactly what it is. As you can see, these are hyperlinks. And so anyone who's having the conversation home inspection on LinkedIn, I click on that, and this is now the topic that I want to see. And I'm coming down here, and anybody, I'm not connected with Keith Boggs at all. He's a third-party connection, sorry, I didn't mean to click on him. So he's from Dallas, Fort Worth. I've never heard of him. I don't know him. We're not a part of a connection, but because he used the hashtag home inspection and I want to see who's having that conversation, he shows up. So you can see all these different people. So it makes you a part of a larger conversation. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you can reach different networks and grow your network, which is pretty cool. So I'm already following that hashtag. I have a lot of different hashtags that I follow, and you can do the same. So even if you want to come up here and say hashtag realtor, search that, then I can come up here, and I'm not following it, but I can follow it now. And so now anyone who uses the hashtag realtor, their information will show up on my main page, and I can see them. So you can be part of conversations with hashtags. So that's a very useful tool as well. So definitely something that I would recommend doing. Those are some simple tips on how you can grow your network and how you can reach out to people. So posting useful content that makes you into a professional resource makes people want to message you. You can also go into and just message every one of your friends, the people that you're connected with once you make connections, and you can give them information about you and say, I want to, talk about how I can improve your business, and you're going to get maybe a 20% rate of people responding to you. And that's just how it is. But yeah, definitely a really great tool for marketing if you use it correctly. Again, if you have any questions at any time, I'm here to answer them. I don't want to keep you any longer. I know that this is getting a little bit longer in length, but I just wanted to share with you how to create a post, how to create a profile and make it work for you, and the different reasons that I prefer video over anything else. So please feel free, reach out if you have any other questions, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.